Hey guys, James here. It is, I don't even know what day it is. It's the 6th. I think it's a Tuesday. It's about midnight. If you tried to get a hold of me the last few days, my phone went belly up, but I have it back now, so I am good. What I want to do is a quick class update. We have a crazy week. 1 week from right now, if my math is correct, we're basically done with the class. So it happened quick, and there's a lot that's going to get squeezed in here in the last week. And I know some of you have new babies and new jobs and disruptions in life. It's going to be a crazy one. But when this is done, you'll be happy. You'll have a break, and Andy's is going to be fun as well. So quick class update. Number one, just kind of where we are. We have 1 week left. We are wrapping up our final round of the pre-submissions for the audit, and I will get on those as soon as you tell me to. If you're comfortable with it, you're like, dude, just grade it, leave me alone, I'm exhausted. Okay, that's okay too. But if you tell me to, and I'll jump on it, and we can talk. Um, uh, Everybody probably already has a flavor of this, but we started out kind of more broad, and then I began to push you a little bit. And right now, this is where I'm pushing you harder, and I'm going to push you very hard for the next 8 days. I'm going to be critical of everything you do. You're going to be that kid that no matter what you do, doesn't matter how perfect it was, it just could have been a little bit better. My dad had this horrible habit growing up of if he was making dinner, like everyone's like, sweet, he's making dinner. If my mom was making dinner, he would always go, gosh, this is really good. But you know what would make it a little bit better? And then he'd say something, and it never ended well for anyone, as you can imagine. So that's going to be me. I'm going to say, gosh, you did a really good job. But you know what? You could do better. So be ready for that, for Critical Me and Dr. Avey. And I spoke with Andy. He's pumped for next week. He's got everything ready. So it'll be awesome. I think you should be too. What we have there, this big, huge assignment here at the very end, there's a kind of a capstone, if you will, assignment in his class as well. It's not like this in terms of breadth. It's not going to be easy, of course, but it will be fun. It will be a change up. So he's excited. I hope you are too. So what I want to do is get into the HR audit. I know I've got, say, a couple days where I'm going to be out Thursday and Friday. And so hopefully I'll be able to talk with whoever wants to connect. No pressure, but if you want to, I'm happy to. And if you don't, that's okay too. But I wanted to give kind of some of the common feedback themes on the audit. Y'all can do math, so you know that our audit is like 200 points, almost like half the class. So that's going to be a big, big deal. The HR perspectives, it was like everybody is humiliating my grade book. Like you're just killing it. Like you're doing awesome. The HR audit was be to fix the sites on now. So that's what I'll talk about. I'll be around Wednesday, and I also will be around over the weekend. If somebody wants to connect over the weekend, that's totally fine with me. Just don't say it's really urgent right in the middle of the Seahawks game. They're 4-0 right now. You know, if anyone cares. Um, so, common feedback themes. The number one, without question, I probably made this comment to, I think, everybody but one person, and I just said, you need more justification. You're making statements that you are not backing up in text. I'm sure you can back them up, but it's not here. This is a standalone document. The document doesn't come with the person talking it. It is a standalone document. So whatever you say, here's an issue that I see. And what comes to my head is, why is that an issue? Why does it matter? Why are we talking about this? Why not something else? Well, this issue could be bad. Why? In terms of what outcomes or what KPIs? What kind of performance is it driving down? Bad for the community, bad for the customer, bad for the employees, bad for the business, bad for profit, bad for asset management, whatever it is. Why is that a problem? And then somebody says, well, here's the problem, and here's what I think about the problem. I say, no, I don't care what you think about the problem. What evidence do you have that informs your solution to that problem? That's what matters. So once you build that out, then you go to the justification. Someone says, here's what we should do about whatever this finding is. I recommend how we make the changes. Here's my recommendations. And in my head, these are the thoughts, right? And the AV thoughts in my head. I'm glad those are your recommendations. Who agrees with you? First of all, did you even get the problem right? Okay, and convince me of that. Second, who agrees with you? Like, where did that come from? Well, these guys said that this is a good HR practice. Excellent. All right, we have some external citations there that it's a good HR practice. For what? To what end? Behavioral interviews are a great HR practice. Why? Why are they? Well, because a person won't do what they tell you they're going to do. On average, a person will do what they have done. So that's what we need to find out. Why does it matter if we know what a person is or isn't going to do? Like, that's really kind of there's a proximal outcome and there's a distal outcome. The proximal outcome is, here's this good HR practice, here's what it accomplishes. The distal outcome is fill in the blank. Like I said, retention, performance, culture, whatever it is that you're trying to shape or influence. So almost across the board, statements were made. I'd read a sentence and I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. That has to be explained, not conceptually, specifically, and it has to be defended. And then someone would go on to the next level. So justification with facts and data if you have them, if not with citations, with interviews, with quotes from people, quotes from the web, quotes from the author, whatever it is, those are all part of justification. Okay, did I say justification? I meant to say that. Next one, graphical display. It is wonderful to read 40 pages of text, but I would add, but sometimes a well-placed graph chart. Some of you guys do this with the organizational chart, which is probably on a website or somewhere. Awesome. Charts they can show values, they can show culture, they can show processes, they can show relationships. You can put in a table of data that shows this is how much money we spent on technology. Here's the good investments, here's the bad investments, here's how I know that, whatever it is. But something in the text that tells the story that you're trying to tell or supports the point that you're trying to make is very optimal. And you're not printing it out, so feel free to do it color or make it. If you have a concept that you want to put out and you don't know how to do that, I'll just get a hold of me. We'll do it on Excel, PowerPoint, Visio, I don't care, something. I can help you with that. But most of this stuff will probably be just picked off of external websites. And again, quotes are great. If you're saying, here's the problem, here's how I know it, and here's the solution, and these guys over here say it's a solution, here's actually exactly what they say. That's great too if you can do that. Okay, graphical display. Need to tell me more than what is happening. There was a few folks who were on the front end, on kind of the perceptions. They were kind of giving me a narrative of here's how the company operates. And so at the end of that section, I'm left with the question, so what? Like, why does it matter? Is that good? Is that bad? Is it optimal? Rather than just telling me what is, we're looking for, like, specifically, not conceptually what's happening. It's not a good culture. Yeah, no way. Way too conceptual. We need to get much more specific. Why are things happening? How are they happening? How do you know it? And really this idea of why does it matter? If you've got X number of pages to tell me, auditing the entire HR function of a business, this is what I want to highlight. This is the one thing or the two things I've chosen I want to highlight as a problem, right? It should be really clear to me why those things actually matter. And then, of course, I'll be looking for alignment between whatever you told me matters and whatever it is that you want to do about it. Yeah. Last one, don't assume the solutions are reasonable to me. That's connected to problem-solution alignment. If you identify a problem and how technology is managed, and your solution to that is to hire differently in terms of talent acquisition, okay, like I'll buy. There's a process there. I'm assuming what you're talking about is looking for certain KSAs or competencies of people who are running tech. That's fine. Make it clear. Whatever it is, make sure there's a link that I'm not having to assume that yes, that solution will solve that problem. I'm going to lay it out for me with as much specificity as possible. Okay, so those were kind of the themes through the HR audit, which is really fun. I mean, you can tell when someone, they got started working on about 8 p.m. and they finished at about 2 a.m. You can kind of watch it as you go through. But they were really cool. It's coming along really well. I'm going to continue to be critical. no matter what happens. But it was, yeah, it was good. It's coming along good. Um, just a reminder, I was thinking about this. I was climbing Mount Adams once. If you ever get a chance to hike into a tall mountain and get altitude sickness and barf your guts out, go ahead and pass on that chance. It wasn't great. But it's climbing Mount Adams, and we started while it was dark, and we're going over crevasses and everything. And I'm just exhausted, miserable. I didn't want to do it anymore. And at one point, the guy who's leading the group, his name is Tim, he just kind of goes, "Hey, whoa, look at that." And all I'm just looking in front of me so I don't fall in an ice cave. And he goes, it's something like turn around and see where where we were. And when I turned around, I couldn't see the glacier that we started on. It was so far up there, and it was neat just to pause for a minute and be like, yeah, I'm slugging away step after step. But it was neat to be able to turn around and go, wow, we're covering some ground. Like things are different here. So I throw this out there because you're going through this and you're trying to go, okay, man, OE, how do I even find out what's going on with my company in terms of org effectiveness, stuff like that. Your company, whatever company you're looking at. Just a reminder of what it is we're actually trying to accomplish. We're trying to get a CHRO level view of all functions of HR and how it affects all functions of the business. So we're trying to basically create this lens where you walk into any company as a consultant, as a manager, as whatever you are, you walk into any company, you can identify a process, and you've got a Rolodex of HR best practices in your head. You can go, okay, this is how this can be better. Here's how we can what? Add value. Here's how I can add value in a process, in a product, in a practice, whatever it is. It doesn't have to start with a P, and we could start with other things too. But whatever it is, here's how we change it for the better. So in a sense, I'm trying to make you into nitpicking HR accountants, where whatever level you're at, whatever domain or sphere of influence you have, the lens is not only relationships or only my relationship with my CEO, but the lens is how do I add value to the business? How does my function add value to the business? Each one of those processes, they're just kind of Legos. They're bricks in a foundation. So you should be able to look at anything in HR, kind of trace the root cause of it, and then create a solution for it. That's what we're trying to do. And it's a skill set that generally takes several years, and the people who have it are the ones who are promoted faster, and we're just going headfirst into an entire project. We have to do it. That's the skill. It's not even really a skill. That's the competency. That's the perspective that we're trying to build. In case you wonder why we're doing it. Oh yeah, did I say I was going to be more critical? I am going to be more critical. I was doing math with my son the other day, and we're sitting there chatting, and I'm chatting as in like I'm going, no, you're not closing this until you explain to me how you got that answer. Well, I already did. I know. Now explain it backwards. I'm just pushing him, right? And I'm hearing, I'm seeing the frustration build. And so I kind of paused for a minute. I was like, dude, let's talk for a second about why I'm doing this. Like I have other things to do, so do you, but I'm here and I'm doing this. I could say, you know what, you're a couple grades ahead where you are in terms of math. Everything's fine. But his name is Corbin. I have 4 kids. I love them all. And I said, Corbin, like I am for you now. I'm for you the rest of your life. Like I'm in your corner. Like I love you. I know what you can do, right? And so I'm gonna push you nonstop. And when it's done, when we're done up here with our assignments, it's done. We're gonna go play basketball, kick soccer ball. I mean, we're gonna do something. But when we're right here, right now, I'm gonna push you like crazy. I say that because there's several people who I either have like a friendship with, either a professional relationship with, or am establishing one that are in our program, and I'm like, I'll read your pre-submission. I'm like, no, that's 0 out of 25. Like, no way. You can do better. I know you can. I've seen it. I've connected with you. So if you felt like we had a good relationship and rapport 2 weeks ago, and then I just bombed you out of some assignment, and so now you're thinking like, is he mad at me? No, I'm not mad at you at all. This is a really rad cohort. What I'm going to continue to do, is push you and push you hard for about 8 days, and then I'll be done. So that's our plan. Reach out if you want to connect, and yeah, Have a great week. It's a big week. Have a great week.